Howdy folks, and welcome to the Lifestyle Overland Story. I'm Kevin, this is my wife Sarah, 11-year-old daughter Caroline, 19-month-old daughter Abigail, and the newest member of our family, Ace, a Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever. If you're new here, we've been exploring the wilderness of North America for the past 10 years in our 2014 4Runner, 2016 Lexus GX460, 1980 Land Cruiser, and today we're heading out to shake down a new Overland build, our 2021 Toyota Tundra, named the Grizz. We've been going hard behind the scenes getting this full-size platform trail ready, and today it's finally time to introduce the Grizz to the wild. So buckle up and ride along. Howdy folks, and welcome to another episode of
Lifestyle Overland.
This is a bit of a hot mess. Let's show you what we've been into. This is the maiden voyage, not only for this guy, but for that guy right there too. And for a walking Abigail, right? Alright, well we've just been going crazy behind the scenes. Life has just been so chaotic. Mostly A, fixing up our Lexus to take it to Alaska. B, traveling like crazy, filming like crazy to Alaska, to Scotland, and lots of places in between. And 3, building the next generation of our adventures. So this is a shakedown in many different ways, not only for the truck, but also for Ace, our duck tolling retriever. He's fun. He's all puppy. But we got to get him out here, got to get him acclimated to all these travels. We've already had one vomit episode, so we're working on the nausea side of things as well. Abigail is teething again, so we've got some of that working for us, but we're here and we're gonna try and enjoy this as much as possible. There is a slight chance of the aurora borealis tonight, so we've got a camp picked where we can kind of see north. Let's see what happens. You never know. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? What do you think about all this? What do you think about all this? Where you going? Where you going? This trip is also a milestone for our travels in the Voyager by Expedition Trailers out of Salt Lake. After almost a year of traveling and camping out of this incredible unit, we continue to be blown away by the ease and comfort it's brought to our lifestyle. And with a toddler and puppy needing constant attention, it's a huge sigh of relief knowing that camp setup and breakdown is going to be a snap. If there was ever an easy button for life in the wild, this thing is it. Pairing this trailer with the Bush Company tent and awning has been a match made in heaven too, with quick setup, insane strength for the windy days, and a ton of space for Caroline to have her own room upstairs. Since we've had so much going on behind the scenes this year, this is actually our first family trip in quite a while. So we don't really have much of an agenda other than spending time together in some of our favorite Utah mountains while getting our newbies acclimated to the adventure. With the summer heat currently toasting the valley below with 100+ degree Fahrenheit temps, there's really no better place than to be camping at 10,000 feet in the shade of an aspen grove. So, saying this was a much needed moment of relaxation and reconnection would be an understatement, and we were all just a little bit giddy at being here together. Is that a good stick? Connected at the hip.
That's right. Best friend for life.
Hey, don't put that in your mouth.
Oh, shoot.
most cinematic diaper changing shot ever.
It's gonna make it look so glamorous. Everyone's gonna want to have babies.
I know, right? You see? What's that? What do you see? Good boy. Good boy. Good dog. Let's look from up there. Can you run? Run! Go fast! Go, 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 go! Go, 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 go! So fast! Hey, what are you doing now? After a toddler-friendly hike and a thorough dirt bath, the smell of sizzling hamburgers meant it was time to clean up for one of Sarah's famous dinners. One of the many advantages of having this full-size truck means that I have lots of room for additional accessories like this 20-volt DeWalt vacuum, which is almost indispensable with a pup and toddler broadcasting crumbs and bits of nature throughout the truck and our sleeping areas. And it's also handy for reversing the hose and blowing off dusty kids, pups, or vehicle surfaces after a long day on a dry trail. Whew. And dry your face. Ooh. Stay.
Nope.
Stay.
Stay.
Good boy. He's like he's never eaten before.
Yeah.
He's got fat on him too.
Yeah. According to the 26 pounds, I don't think you're starving, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a McDonald's burger. Dad.
That's new.
Uh-huh.
All the light falling on the bright side, all the quiet dancing through the scenes. Think I almost lost you in the midnight. Think I almost lost everything. For all I wanted to be, I can't quite get there, you see. Like a wonder child running out of time. For all I wanted. All the light chasing down the sideway, all the dark caught up in a dream.
With our bellies full, Ace could now rejoin us after some time in his crate, which keeps the chaos to a minimum during our meals. With bedtime fast approaching for Abigail, we took advantage of the onboard hot water and gave her a thorough scrubbing before kicking off our bedtime routine with storybooks and snuggles. Does that feel good? But there was trouble on the horizon. This seemingly happy toddler was not only in the throes of another round of teething, but she had also missed a nap today, which is never a good combination for sleep. All right, well, day one pretty much in the books. Not too eventful. I think we're on the right track. Our dog's really adaptable. Abigail is a champ too. So tomorrow we're going to try and put some miles under the new rig here and see how the Grizz does. We've actually got a deer that's been hovering around camp. This has happened probably 3 or 4 times in the past 10 years that we've been overlanding and camping and stuff. I don't know if it's a defense mechanism, if they're just trying to get close to human beings to help keep the predators away, but it's crazy because she's getting within like 20 feet of the truck, so it's kind of weird. She's literally just right over there right now, so she'll probably hang out here all night tonight. I'll tell you right now, I needed this. It's been a marathon of travel, editing, building, and I'm just glad to be back out doing what we love to do, and thankfully in something that's got a lot more room for all the additional activities that we've got going on. Let's get the fire pit out, kick back, and see if this Aurora Borealis is going to put on a show for us tonight. I think we also have a potential meteor shower as well, so we'll see what we find. After 2 hours of trying to get Abigail to sleep, Sarah gave up and joined us around the fire where we all sat, hoping to catch a glimpse of some sort of heavenly light show. Sadly, the light never came, so we all crawled inside to hopefully get some rest before our shakedown session for the Grizz began in the morning. Lay down, so go to sleep. But our little toddler was now too spun up with the excitement of sleeping in the same area together. So after several hours of wrestling in the dark, she finally dozed off into a fitful series of naps before making the executive decision that we should all begin our day at 4:45 a.m.
Get your cute little ears.
Are you tired? Are you so tired? You want to tell everyone at home how little we slept last night? Huh? Okay. All right, go take a nap. Go get a little nap. Rough start, but I want to share the real life part of all this because I know there are other families out there who go camping sometimes for the first time and it's just absolute misery and they pack it up and they never go again. It just takes consistency. You just got to keep going. And you know, the more I talk to other folks whose kids are grown up and gone, this is just the blink of an eye. The nice part about the screams in the middle of the night is it really makes time slow down. Hey, Ace, no, don't eat that. I have 2 babies. The screams do slow time down. But, you know, in the blink of an eye, we're just going to be like, man, that went by so fast. And yeah, it would suck, but to have those moments back. And most of you parents know this, but when they miss a nap or they don't get a long enough nap, it just resets everything. And so we paid for it last night. So she slept for about 3 hours and then we were up. So lots of topo brew this morning. And hopefully she can get a good nap and we can get on the trail for a bit. But no hurry, no rush. Just try to make it as pleasurable an experience as possible. Somebody's having the time of their life though. He's loving this. Come. Good boy. Ah, good dog. Good dog. Good job. Good boy. Yeah. Over. Good dog. Good boy. Good boy. With some massive yawns from our little girl after a hearty breakfast, Sarah attempted to put her down for a nap, which also backfired. So, we decided to pack down camp and see if the swaying motion of the trail would work better for our cranky, teething toddler. Thankfully, Big Sister Caroline has come a long way and is a huge help around camp these days. So we were soon packed down and on our way to see how this fresh Tundra build would do while towing through these Utah mountains. Of course, after less than a mile of the bumpy trail, Abigail was sound asleep.
They say gardens are for growing so much more than roses, but you like the way they look. They say dancing is for parties, but you'd rather do it always. So I twirl you around the kitchen while we cook. I wanna do anything you want to. I wanna do anything you want to. They say singing's for the birds, but they must have never heard the sound of your voice coming from the shower. And if magic is for movies, would you please explain to me the feeling that I get when I'm around you? I wanna do anything you want to. I wanna do anything you want to. Stay here and just hold hands. I'm all in, yes I am, no doubt about it. I wanna do anything you want to. I wanna do anything you want to.
While we were all still dazed and confused from the lack of sleep, I wanted to check in with Sarah and see what her initial thoughts were on the first off-road drive in the Grizz. So, take this commentary with a grain of salt and a cup of coffee. All right, so first impressions?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's big. Very different going down the trail compared to the other two cars.
Yeah. What makes the biggest difference?
Well, I was just commenting that the gas pedal feels different. Like, it's softer. So I feel like I can't rest my foot on there. I feel like I really have to, or I can't be lazy about it. Does that make sense?
Gotcha, yeah.
Otherwise I'd be flying down the trail.
How'd you feel it was doing on the rocky section back there as far as the ride?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, felt super easy. I felt like it was, I mean, it's comfortable in here.
That's with new tires that are still pretty dang stiff.
Yeah. I can tell. Honestly, I couldn't tell that so much on the crawling aspects. It's on those, like on this road.
Washboards and stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I feel like it would have been smoother in the other cars.
After a good long nap for Abigail, we were all ready to grab some lunch and stretch our legs, so we pointed the rig towards a promising lake on the map for a lunch break. It's better than Smorgasbord time.
Smorgasbord.
What you got? Want some bites? Let's do it.
Open.
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 Is it good?
Okay.
Are you refreshed?
Oh, look at Ace, look at Ace.
Get it, boy.
It's gross.
That's how we started, yeah. What are you cheesing about? Are you feeling better now?
We'll just do music over it.
After a mostly peaceful lunch overlooking an alpine lake, we hit the trails again to continue our gentle shakedown of the Grizz while getting a feel for its larger size and footprint. So far, we hadn't had a single issue and every modification was doing its job perfectly, though I will say the factory rear springs sitting on those temporary 3-inch lift blocks were not too happy, and the additional weight of the trailer had everything starting to sag further and further. We soon spotted an old forestry guard station through the trees and swung the rig in to take a closer look. This and many other stations were built in the early 1900s for use by the original forest rangers, some of which were built by the rangers' own funds and by their own hands. These individuals were tough, resilient men who roamed these lands solo and on horseback to manage grazing laws, timber sales, and of course to fight the inevitable forest fires. This station, which was built in 1934, has been painstakingly preserved through the years and can now be rented through the recreation.gov website if you'd like to experience this historical landmark firsthand and imagine what life would have been like in the earliest days of the Forest Service. Load up.
Oh, it's heavy.
You ready to go, boy? During our travels, we've been keeping in touch with a good friend who was returning from his own Alaskan adventure and was currently vectoring towards our location.
Messages.
So we shared some rendezvous coordinates and began working our way towards the meetup.
Well, fancy meeting you here.
Shady people you meet in the forest.
I know, right?
As we rounded the bend, a white Tundra came into view. We were soon reunited with Keith Kessler, who is no stranger to this channel. Keith and his wife Maggie played a huge role in our start when we lived at their house while finishing up our build for full-time travel back in 2018. Since then, we've been the best of friends and share the trail as often as possible. So, we couldn't pass up the chance to share a camp with Keith as he made his way home to Arizona. After a couple of hours searching for a campsite, we were frustrated to find over 25 campsites that were occupied by empty camping trailers with no people around. This is a common issue in the Wasatch and Uinta Mountains here in Utah, where city folk post up their trailers for the summer instead of towing them back home after a weekend. You can pretty much forget finding an unoccupied camp in these areas during the summer. So we went back to the lake parking area, which had enough tight trees to keep the squatters at bay, and deployed camp after confirming dispersed camping was allowed on the official motor vehicle usage map. We then switched the cameras off and spent a little time catching up with Keith before Sarah whipped up some Philly cheesesteak sandwiches that were off the charts.
Yeah, I try not to. You have to sit.
Oh, no. Sit down. There you go.
With
Good
night
boy.
coming on, Sarah attempted to put Abigail down for bed. And with not one, but 2 good naps today, we thought this would be easy. But again, after 2 hours of wrestling her in the trailer cabin, she was still awake and cranky from teething and what we think might be an upset stomach. And so, we made a very hard choice in the interest of sanity. We packed up camp and began the long drive home, where we could hopefully get some rest and live to camp another day.
All right.
See you guys.
Safe travels.
Bye.
Bye, Abigail.
Yeah. Bye.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I almost didn't want to share this trip with you, but it's important to know that camping and overlanding can be difficult at times. Whether it's illness, mechanical issues, bad weather, or simply a sleepless toddler, it can be miserable on occasion. And while it's important to not give up too easily, it's also key to know when it's time to pull the plug in the interests of the bigger picture. If everyone in your crew is miserable or sleep deprived, it's only a recipe for a negative experience, which makes getting back out even harder. So, even though it may feel like a defeat in the heat of the moment, the whole point is to have a positive experience so you and your family will be motivated to keep coming back. Not to mention that sleep deprivation isn't exactly conducive to safe travels, especially when there's a family involved. You know, after 10 years of doing this and probably over 1,000 nights spent in the wild, we aren't opposed to calling it off when things get to be too much, and you shouldn't be either. So, book that hotel, rent that Airbnb, or even drive home when it's feasible. Rest up, shake it off, and start planning your next adventure with a fresh mind and strategy on how you can make it even better. But all in all, this trip was a victory in its own way. The new truck performed flawlessly and showed us what a great footprint a full size can offer, and our puppy Ace did a spectacular job on his first adventure, with only a few nauseous moments on the longer drives. So, 2 out of 3 ain't bad at all. As for us, we're going to get this toddler into her own bed for the night and hopefully get a little shut-eye ourselves before trying it all again. Our new chapter of travels is just beginning, and while it might have some hiccups and sleepless nights, this family is up to the challenge of figuring it all out. So until next time, stay curious, stay positive, and remember, it's okay to retreat to camp another day after you've given it your best shot.